what happens when you don't really deal with it. I look forward to hearing what everyone has to say. So let me go ahead and bring everybody up, and we're gonna go from there. Make sure that you lock in, show some love. If you want to keep in contact, everything down at the bottom is available. So that being said, Rob, Sydney, good evening.
What up, though?
Yep, yep.
Hello.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What's the word? How everybody feeling?
Not too bad. Just chilling. My husband had a 4-day weekend, so I feel my days are off, but I'm at least happy that we got 4 days off and he didn't have to go to work. Um, Other than that, not doing too much. Just following the news and everything that's happening. Uh, a lot going on. But I'm excited to get into a different topic so I don't have to think about everything that's happening right now.
Yeah, I know. A lot of drama, but I guess that's unavoidable. Nice little twist. I thought it was time for us to kind of go there again. We've done this before, but not really to this extent. Plus, on top of that, we have a different set of eyes and ears on this one. So I wanted to really get both of your perspectives on it. Uh, Anything that you want to say before we jump into tonight's discussion?
Mhm. Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, let's talk about it. Mental health. What's
Speaking of,
everything
oh,
all right?
speaking of mental health, you'll just have to ignore my kid. He's been on one for the past couple days. I think he's growing. So if you hear him screaming in the background, I promise I'm not ignoring him. He's just having a moment.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Um, watching Kanye West and watching Rachel Zegler, and I'm seeing so many different personalities jump on camera. They crashing out, they're lashing out, they're acting as if they got it all figured out, but the way that you're putting your personal business on social media is not normal. Um, between that and like cyberbullying and trolling and rage baiting, and like mental health is something that we don't put enough respect on. So I guess my first question in general is, right now, do you think that most people are in a good headspace, and do you think that people are really taking their mental health as serious as they possibly could?
No to everything. I definitely don't think people are taking care of themselves. I definitely do not think a major like I feel like we have kind of separated into it's not so much like a broad spectrum of people with about the same information. It's like there's people that are hyper aware and then there's people that are not aware at all and don't understand how science works, don't understand anything really in regards to the medical industry and the body, and are more prone to believing all of the other nonsense that's put out there regarding health. So I don't I think that there's some people that have so much access to everything that they think they know what they're doing, and then there's people that have zero clue what they're doing, and um, it's pretty apparent at this point, with the number of people that are hopelessly addicted to multiple things, you could probably count out on both hands how many addictions that most people have, like food addictions, shopping addictions, TV addictions, social media addictions, addictions to exercise, addictions to stimulants, addictions, like it's endless. And these are all symptoms of people that do not have an understanding of how their, like, how mental health works and um, how to self-regulate. We have been put under this spell in society, thinking that we just have to buy the thing that will fix us, and as long as we buy the right thing, we'll eventually have the, like, sun coming through the clouds, depression goes away, you never have any hint of mental illness ever again, and you walk and you're skipping and talking to animals, like that's usually the other side of the spectrum. But yeah, there's a lot of people that think that it's just kind of a, you fix it once and then it goes away. But what people that genuinely understand mental illness know is that it's a constant, lifelong process. It's like addiction, alcoholism. You have to work on it regularly throughout your lifetime, and if you let yourself go, you're more likely to fall back into it. So there's a ton. I won't go into all the specific misnomers, but there's so many different pieces of misinformation that people believe, and things that have been exaggerated, and all sorts of myths that make people think that they're better off than they actually are. And unfortunately, I think most people are just kind of hidden underneath everything. They are so covered up by responsibilities and jobs and houses and stuff that they're not even aware that they're unhappy. And it's really not going to be until everything's stripped away from them that they're going to really sit there and get hit with what they've been doing.
Yeah, I'm with you, Sydney. I don't know. I think a lot of times we throw the word around loose because we just getting into an era where people are acknowledging the different variances on the spectrum that will qualify. You got like bipolar and attention deficit and autism and intellectually disabled. You know, I deal with the school side with this specific learning disorders, and it's so many different ways that we're just coming into a place where a lot of times people will admit that they have issues. I think uh, every every American citizen has some kind of post-traumatic stress disorder or some kind of symptoms, especially when you just throw like the word bipolar, right? Because everybody has two sides, right? They got like they mild side and then they got their wild side. But I think it's the word is thrown around real loose because of money. It's a money grab, cash grab, and again, we're just getting into a place where therapy and treatments of the like are becoming popular. So we're still in this stage to where it's hard to admit. Um, it's hard to admit, and nobody wants to feel like they have problems. Nobody wants to admit that they have issues that they can't control, or why are they up and down, up and down, up and down. One day you feel good, the next day you're ready to end it all. And a lot of times it comes from our wants and our desires, and we think that right. We think, listen, I was told I am bipolar. I said I got a calm side, then I got a wild side, especially when I'm doing certain things. Um, it's hard to admit. Nobody wants to get help.